Welcome into Magical You. I'm Vickie Miller, your host. I'm medium psychic, and I am excited today. We're going to be checking out the forecast for 2026, what the stars have to say, by astrologer, my friend, and she's been an amazing astrologer in my own life and in my clients' lives for many years. Cetti, I'm so happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
And I have to tell you a story that we're lucky that Cetti's here because she's just always having too much fun and I'm always trying to grab her and hone her and get her in on here. And I want her life, but just joking. I like my life. But anyway, so happy you're here and thank you for making time for me because I know you're always playing and you're always doing your stuff, but you're just a fabulous astrologer. And I mean, 2026, I'm super excited about. So excited to hear your predictions and what the stars are saying. So we're going to be talking about 2026. And before we get started too, I know people are going to want to be able to get a hold of you, and I know you can always reach out to me on Facebook and stuff, but are you still doing private readings?
Yes, absolutely. So all they have to do is reach out to my email, which is clock7074@comcast.net, and just send me, your info. Hook up with me, and yeah, I'd be happy to do a reading.
Okay. And just tell people, I'm going to allow them, I already know how fabulous you are and would love, you've been doing astrology for a long time. So those of us that don't know you, just tell briefly about your astrology and your gift.
Okay. I've been doing astrology for over 35 years. I started studying actually when I was 9 years old, and I had a mentor who I studied under for many, many years. Took many classes, and then my intuition kicked in. So I consider myself an intuitive astrologer. So it's not just about the degrees and the houses, but what I do for people when they want a reading is I do a natal reading. I drop their chart, and then I read the transits, and then I get very specific if they want to ask me direct questions. So it usually lasts about an hour, but I don't hold them to it. And and then they can call me back with questions, and it's
yes,
fun.
and Cetti is very intuitive. I can tell you that myself too. Anyway, so happy you're here, and so happy we're doing 2026. And of course, I've been using Cetti forever, and she's very. Not only that, I have to tell you one more thing, and I don't mean this with all other astrologers out there. If I offend you, it's just because I haven't had you. But most astrologers don't have a personality. And the ones that I've come across before, Cetti, and they're very, this way. And I love about Cetti is that you do use your intuition, and your intuition's right on too. So I do love that. And obviously you have a crazy, awesome personality. So you have a lot of personality, which is my vibe. So I love that. Anyway, so we are, and anybody will give the information. It'll be underneath here too if you want to reach out and do a reading with Cetti. So let's talk about 2026 because I'm sure there's a lot going on here. The year of the fire horse. I'm excited to see what the stars have to say.
Yes, so I am. So this is the year of the horse, which the fire horse. So it's going to go so fast, it's going to blow people's heads off. There's no dilly-dallying with thinking about things. Things are going to come at you. You're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to move on. And the signs that are going to have the most difficulty are going to be the fixed signs because
boy. Like Taurus and my Scorpio moon. Is Scorpio? Let's tell people who the fixed signs are.
You're going to have to just go with it because it's not going to allow time. And
who are the fixed signs? Let people know who the fixed signs are.
Fixed signs are, let's start, are Taurus, Taurus, Scorpio, I have to go down the thing, are Capricorn, are, yeah, you caught me up here.
Wait, Leo. I am a Taurus with a Scorpio moon and a Capricorn rising.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So and what was your fourth one?
Did I hit them all? Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about this. You said the fixed signs is going to be the hardest. So what does that mean?
It means that this is going to be such a fast year that you're not going to have time to plot and think and sit around and
I like to be
stabilize it. Everything that every fixed sign I've ever known wants to do. You're going to have to go with it because the energy is going to be so quick and really you're going to go, 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 go. And it's going to burn some people out. You know, you got to stay grounded. You got to do your stuff. But you have that happening and then you have all these major planets that are going to happen. So in 2026, we have 4 major outer planets that are going to shift sign, changing the world. So literally going from a 9-year of shedding our skin, we should have let go of everything, to this is a year of total new beginnings, total new manifestations. And the one thing that is going to be hard for people is to let go of those old stories. You got to let go of all that stuff you talked about, you want to sit in, and it's gone.
So let's talk deeper with that, because I had a friend the other day that she was just telling me her same old poor story. She wants to do something, but she just put her money down on a house and all this other stuff and blah, 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 poor story. So that's what you're talking about. And I told her, I'm like, you got to get out of this poor story. Like, you got to get out of that story of the stories that you used to rehearse. Is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely. That way is gone. People like to sit in it. It gave them comfort. It is now, what do you truly want? And I'm going to tell you what's very, very, very important is we have a square going on right now. And what's happening is the way life used to be and the way we want it to be. And so you feel tugged in 2 different directions. You feel like, well, this job gives me so much security. Should I stay with it? But I'm not happy in this job. So you're going to have to make the decision, cut the cord, and move on, and don't look back.
Okay. So lean into is what I'm hearing is lean into it's like pretty much the unknown. Lean into the not what you know. It's time to like piece that out and move into like, holy moly, this is scary.
Absolutely. And that is very difficult for the majority of people to do. I mean, we love it. People like
I probably want it. I do it, but yes, most people they like that. Yes.
Yeah, it's this time now. We are evolving and we're evolving rapidly. And with these outer planets changing, I mean, Pluto's been in Aquarius. It's time to change. We're in a revolution. So you're either going to have to go with it or you're not going to be a happy soul. You're not, and that's your
Right. And so with that, you said the planets too, like, are we having eclipses this year? Are we the shedding of the skin, we let go of beliefs and karma and family ancestral stuff and just so much stuff that was so deep it purged, where I feel now we're open and vulnerable because it took away all the shield, right? Absolutely. So now we're going to be like this, so we might be kind of scared.
Yes, so the eclipses have been in Virgo and Pisces. So now we're finished with those, and we're going to, this year, we start, and the first one will be in February, Aquarius and Leo. So anywhere in your chart where Aquarius and Leo is, you're going to see a lot of endings. A lot of endings with Aquarius and beginnings with Leo, and vice versa. They'll switch throughout the next 18 months. And I'll tell you, as somebody who just went through Virgo eclipses, it's great. It takes out things in your life you no longer need to deal with. And it opens up new stuff that couldn't have come in. So,
and that's wherever it sits in all of our houses. People that don't know, we all have different signs. And I always wonder this, do we all have, all of us born with every sign?
No.
Okay. No. So what if we don't have one of those signs?
No worries. But it always does something, you may not have planets in a sign, but you may have a house that is filtered through a sign. So, okay. Which means it won't affect you as much. So
and tell people what eclipses do. I think that's another biggie.
An eclipse, you have 2 sets and they're opposing signs, always opposite signs. One, when you get the eclipse in, let's say Leo, it takes things away. Bad marriages, bad jobs, bad health. It releases. Maybe not what you want, but it releases things for your higher good. And then when the other eclipse comes in Aquarius, it brings openings, new beginnings. So you
Mm.
fill that abyss. So that's what they're good, and they'll be for the rest of the universe, the rest of our time here. So they just
And
keep.
they're the February, and when did you say February is which one?
It's Aquarius, so this is a big one on February 20th. Man, this is going to be big. This is when we're
Yeah,
going to
because
start.
that isn't that when the horse comes in the 17th. The year of the horse comes in the
Yeah,
17th.
absolutely. So it's going to so January is a relatively quiet month. February is going to start off with a bang because we're switching into the fire horse, and then we have the Aquarius eclipse, and then we're going to start shifting planets. So it's going to become a little volatile in February. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Volatile meaning like eruptions. I even see as you're saying this could be volcano eruptions, and I see eruptions like
Oh yeah.
fire eruptions, like
Oh, yeah.
fires.
Well, you've always said this. I think the Ring of Fire is going to act up big time. I think what you were saying about planes and the vibrations have already, actually, we started in the end of 2024, and it's going to go to 2029. So we're in it now. But it's exciting. I mean, you could feel the energy. You know how people are talking about the weather and saying this is such crazy weather? It's meant. It's meant to happen.
Right.
So
Right. And so it's going to be more. Yeah. So does astrology, because, I was seeing a lot of fire and water this year, volcanoes, fire, tsunamis, things like that, and fires. So does astrology also show things like that?
absolutely. So last year we were in earth and water, the majority of our planets. And that was the slow thinking, plotting, deciding. That's gone. As of the spring of 2026, we're going to all be fire and air. Now think about that. Air feeds fire. So you're going to get quick thoughts. You're going to have to,
Bonfires.
yeah, yes, fire.
Yeah.
We will be done with the water problems after Saturn shifts out of Pisces, which will probably be around April, and
Okay.
go into Aries. So we'll have more problems with fire than water. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been feeling a lot of wildfires and stuff. So what about the signs that are fire? Because I have some friends that are very fiery and their nervous system hasn't been able to chill out. So I'm wondering how being in the double fire and the year of the horse fire, and like if you're an Aries or you're a fire sign and we're in fire, so that probably could fry you out.
Oh, absolutely. You have to stay connected. You have to be grounded. You have to do some sort of practice. You have to spend time alone also because you'll get
Right.
out, you'll get mentally and your whole nervous system will burn up. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen to everybody, but you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Fire signs are going to really feel it, and anybody who has a fire sign in their chart, depending on the house, that's where they're going to be inspired to do something different. So,
Okay, so they're going to be able to break free.
oh God, yes. If you are looking for a new life and you are looking for excitement, this is your year.
Yay! I always love excitement. I can't even imagine my life getting more excited, but that sounds fun. And then what about water signs?
Well, water signs, okay, Jupiter has been in Cancer this past year and will continue until July of this year. So they've been having some luck. They've been feeling mellow, and because we were in water and earth, that's going to shift. Fire and air don't do so great with water, so they're going to have to go up a couple of notches, kick it up. They're emotional, and depending on how
Yes, they
water
are.
signs. I have moon in Cancer, so I have that side of me and I understand it. But they're going to have to start to detach a little bit from their feelings and start to get more into their head actually, and more,
Thinking,
yeah,
logic.
logic, air, because we're going to get a lot of information. Because Uranus is going to clean up on your sign after 7 years this year. I know.
I can't even imagine. I could already feel the relief. I think it was last month or whatever, and then I know it moved back in, and I was like, oh.
I
And
don't know.
for those of you that don't know about Uranus, to talk about Uranus, because Uranus was in Taurus, and that was my sign. So yeah, and I looked back, and I'm like, yeah, it's been some hell of some years that I've gone through.
Well, Uranus is a really tough planet. It's fast moving, it's lightning, it destroys what it touches quickly. And Tauruses don't do well with that. They like stability and, the earth and feet on ground. Well,
Yeah.
7 years it's been on you since 2018, and it's going to finally leave in the spring of 2026. And then it's going to go into Gemini, which don't you have
Ooh.
Mars in Gemini? Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Wait, I thought I was getting rid of Uranus. It's in
No,
my.
but it's going to move off your sun and go into your Mars. Your energy is going to be off the charts. Your energy, oh,
I'm going to have more energy than I already do.
yeah, you're going to have to calm yourself down.
I only get five. People are. I'm like, I only get 5-6 hours a night. Like I have so much energy, and I mean, I do sleep well, but I have a lot of energy. That's why I have to do creative space and yeah, all that. So it's going to get worse. So then the Uranus then moving out into Gemini for how many years?
7,
I have a sun in
7.
Gemini. So what does that mean?
So it means collectively that we're going to get a lot of changes in communication, transportation, like that plane thing you were talking about. Everything's
Let's
going to.
ask about. I want to ask you what because I don't see planes in the future be able to sustain the frequency. Obviously, I mean, just today there were some crashes, there was some all kinds of stuff. So I'm just wondering what I see the traveling changing. Obviously, I even me, I haven't flown for like a year. So what is the new travel in the future? Like what I'm wondering if astrology, because like you said, the frequency, and then so unless they come up with new planes because there's a new frequency, but maybe more ground travel, maybe the bullet trains they're talking about and things like that.
Well, actually, it's going to be a problem because we need to change the planes and the whole airline industry, but it's a matter of money and business. So they're going to, unfortunately, what I see, and I don't want to say this, but I see more crashes and things that will force them because people
Right.
will stop flying. Um,
Right.
they won't feel safe anymore. And once
Right.
that happens, they start losing money, then they're going to have to do something. So
Right. Right.
yeah,
Right. Right.
but definitely travel's going to change. Cars are going to change. I mean, cars are really antiquated too when you think about it. And the whole gas thing, that's money, stupid money you're burning. It just doesn't make sense, any of it. So you're going to see that. And the communication is going to come so fast. It's fast now. Our heads are going to explode with communication. So basically, the best advice with Uranus and Gemini, listen to everything, but then, like,
Don't act on it.
well, decide. Go with instinct. Go to your heart and your instinct. And if your instinct says, no, that's not right, because the information is going to all come out, don't do it. You know,
Okay.
it, don't ask authorities, go with instinct. Yeah.
And that's the next 7 years.
7 years. Also, medical. Medical is going to change dramatically. It's already started. It's
It
going to change
needs to.
dramatically. People are going to start also their food. Food is medicine. It always has been. So they've been screwing with our food for years. Well, people are finally waking up to that fact.
Right.
So people are going to get a little more concerned about what they're eating and what they're not eating. You're going to see that industry start to change too. So
Yes. I mean, hopefully Kennedy's already been in there cleaning it up and stuff. So hopefully that will continue. Yeah. So you feel that, so that is going to be a part of the 2026 big theme then.
oh yeah, it's going to go beyond 2026 because as you know, we're in the golden years. It's going to
Yeah.
30 is that big hot year that we're all
Yeah.
heading. But yeah, definitely 2026, Vicki, is going to be a blink of the eye. Everybody's
Yeah, I mean, we already feel it speeding up, and I was like, oh my god, even just right now, since we even just January 1st, I was like, oh my god, like everything's so speeding up, and it's just gonna be more.
more and more and more and more. And you're going to see a lot of people leave because they can't handle that energy. And they're going to go, you're
So
going
is
to,
that because eclipse? Me being a medium, eclipse is always the
yes.
time to see people, because it eclipse out. So that's what I was wondering about the elderly generation, because now we closed out the 9-year cycle, and now we're in a new 9-year cycle. So do you see more of that kind of happening in 2026 that the elderly will be, leaving the planet?
Well, here's a funny thing that's been coming to me psychically over the last couple of months. It's not going to be about age anymore. And you're going to see a big
I love
shift.
that.
Yeah, people are going to live longer because they want to live longer. They take different care of themselves. It's not going to be, oh, you're 80 years old, time to check out. There's going to be 40-year-olds that think old, act old, don't eat properly, don't take care of themselves. They're
I
going to.
know them.
And then you're going to see the 80, 90, 100-year-olds. Do you know what I heard the other day? There are something like 500,000 centurions in the world. Any over 100 years old. There's many people living
Wow.
more energy than you and I have. So no longer going to be your chronological age. And you're going to see that with Uranus and Gemini. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Big, big changes. So
Wow. That's awesome. So health is awesome.
yeah. Oh, definitely. Because the health system has been geared towards money making and people just going to white coats and listening to them rather than going,
Or
how,
themselves.
yes,
Because somebody tells you and you're like, hello, I can intuitively feel this. But yes,
I
you'll listen to
get
somebody else.
clients sit in my chair. They were fine. And then they'd say to me, oh, I went to my doctor. I have this and that. I said, well, how do you feel? I feel fine. Well, you're a stranger tell you. I mean, honestly, if you were in pain, you broke your leg, but get a clue.
I'm with you all the way. Totally. So
So,
you feel they will be. So then more holistic care, people start using more holistic care and 2026. And then I know people are going to ask about money.
oh God. Well, we still have Uranus in Taurus, so that's been cleaning up the whole money thing. I do think they're going to play with the money. They're going to do something. And this isn't political, but I think Trump is getting ready to do something. And that's going to be this whole from February to July is going to be a hot spot. February and July being the two hottest months where they're going to do something. I don't know what it is, but they're either going to change our monies, change the way we use money. Again, you've been talking about that for years.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel the money is going to be hit in a
Yeah,
different way.
yeah. But having said that, I think collectively, if we all hold a high vibration of what we want to manifest, I think we can still outdo it,
Oh,
outvibe.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And then, so this is going to be good since you said both sides and not talking politics here, but kind of, because it's all really the same energy, the same game. So how is that with 2026 and the truth coming out? You mean we have a lot of stuff and the background noise here. I mean, even just recently with Charlie Kirk, and there's just so much stuff there. So what do the stars say as far as the truth coming out?
Oh, absolutely. It started last year, but now no, they're not going to be able to lie, whether it's religion, politics, medical, whatever. The charlatans that have been taking advantage and having these followers, it's not going to happen anymore. They're going to be shown for what they are. The mask is coming off. All these
Thank God.
absolutely. And you know what? If you're a liar and you have a cult following, shame on those people who follow you. But now they're going to,
Yes.
yeah, they have responsibility there. I mean, I feel sorry for them, but they're going to see the truth. They're going to see who's good, who's not good. Absolutely. Black and white.
And then, what I've been seeing is to the mask coming off in our own life. And like you said, with like we can't stay in that marriage that's not healthy or we're not living authentically. So I've been seeing a lot of our own deception, pretty much like we're trying to hold together this marriage or this job that we just hate.
Yeah.
And our bodies physically and emotionally are doing that. So the mask will be coming off. So with that, how is that going to portray on a global level when it comes to that too? Because then, women are rising up, men are like, there's going to be a division. I'm just wondering how that shows astrology wise.
Well, astrologically, it shows that, for example, the whole employment scene, totally different. We're not going to recognize, and I actually have friends who are going through this, young friends. Their companies are downsizing. They can't keep up their bullshit in this world. And so their jobs are going to go away. And of course, they're panicking. You can't panic because it's going to open to future. We don't even know the jobs that are going to be created. I think there's going to be a lot more self-employed people because of this, the internet and and you have the freedom now and the communication. So there's going to just open up to it, open up to it and accept what comes to you. As you're going to see your gifts. Your gifts are going to be more apparent of what you can do. So even if you're a handyman, you could do very
Oh,
well.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. You could even do videos on how to fix things.
Apps, you see it all the time. And that whole college thing, please. That's got what a
Well, let's talk about education in the school system because that's, big indoctrinated system. So, yeah. So do you see, do you feel colleges are going to go to the wayside?
absolutely, because they're not, unless the colleges give it away for free, nobody's going to pay 60 grand, 70 grand a year and then end up with all these debt at the end of the year. Who would do that? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And now these kids are brighter and they know how to use the internet. They know these new jobs. And they're not like I was or you were growing up. They don't want to work hard. They want to work smart.
No,
And
no.
good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, they're great manifestors.
They
Yeah, they
are.
manifest like crazy.
That's the
But
other. That's the other thing, the manifestation.
yes, that's what I was going to ask you, manifestation.
So when you go up in vibration, your manifestation is going to be even quicker. Quick, 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 fast. And for some reason, a lot of people are very frightened of that, and I don't know why. But
So talk about the vibration up. But I think a lot of people are like, well, how do I get my vibration up? So what is your concept on that?
well, for me, it's meditation. It's being spiritually based. It's living clean, being clean, eating clean. Trying to see the best, contacting with the universe, being out in nature. I mean, that's
Connection.
meditation.
Yeah,
No,
nature's my baby. I mean, nature's a must for me.
yes, and it just comes to
And
you. You
meditation. Yeah.
question, the answer comes to you. It's natural. It's what's going to happen because this is a dream we're having. This is a dream.
Yes.
The reality
Yes.
is when we go to the other side. It's not the other way around. We're
Right.
we're souls having a human experience. People
Right.
are going to start. That's what's happening. People are going to start believing it now. We believe it, but the majority of people are going to say, "Wait a minute," and they're going to start accessing their power because we are powerful beings. We are. So they're going to start doing that. They're going to slowly. And the
So
ones,
awakening, being
oh
more aware.
yeah,
So what about two where we were seeing two, people have been talking about two different worlds, 3D and the 5D, and separation. Is there that in the next year?
well, that was really a lot of 2025. You still see people in it, they know we're changing, but their foot is still, whenever they talk about the past and poor me, like you were saying, that's 3D. I mean, it's gone. It's gone. Let it go. You will be trapped one and one because the world and the universe is pulling you up higher. The vibration is pulling you higher. If you're not going to go, again, you're going to be miserable. You're going to manifest illness. You're going to be off this planet. And that's your choice. But if you want to go to this new vibration and feel lighter, I mean, we're lighter mentally,
Yes.
physically. We're even going to change our bodies physically.
Yes, I've been seeing that and feeling that, and I feel the DNA. I even smell it. I channel so I can smell. So the earth smells so different to me right now. It actually drives me insane because I think also I'm just I don't know. There's a different smell within the earth, and the purging. I think just a lot of the purging and the clearing, and now it's changed the frequency and vibration, which also has a smell. And so I've been smelling that. I've been smelling a different smell. And then I've been noticing people's cells and stuff, the DNA. I mean, because we can change our DNA. I see it all the time as a health intuitive. Miracles happen all the time. So I feel too that our bodies are going to be changing.
They are. They are. They're morphing into something. They even say our teeth, our hair, everything's going to change. We're going to be more translucent. I feel it, and I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I feel it on some level.
Well, we're lighter. We have more light coming in us.
Exactly. That heaviness of, the gravity
Karma, the ancestral stuff, everything we've been carrying around, like,
gone.
yeah,
That was put on us. Put on
yeah.
us. that we didn't even deserve. Well, we're coming out of it, so go with it. And food too. You're not going to be able to eat certain foods. They're not going to bring,
Yes.
you know.
So
So
let me, the other thing with food, and I noticed with my own kids, my 18-year-old, the youngest, I have from 33 to 18, so obviously they're different energies. But I've been noticing, like, not even myself, not be able to eat so much food, not needing so much food, but even, my son, like, he barely eats, but he's fine. And I'm like, so I'm wondering if when we move forward, we're not, because we're lighter. So I'm wondering if we don't need to have so much food to sustain us.
yeah, I would agree with that. You're going to eat less and less. People are eating less and less. I mean, I used to eat 3 meals a day. I really eat 1 meal a day and then maybe some snacks.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I've always done. Yeah.
and a lot of people are fasting. This fasting is a thing for you because you feel your body repairs when you fast. Um, it clears out all the shit in you, and you
Reset.
feel lighter and better, and you're more in tune with your psychism and your intuition. So
Absolutely.
yeah, we're probably at some point. I don't know if we'll be here, but we won't have to eat. You won't have to use the bathroom. You won't have to do any of that.
Well, I feel we're going to grow so much we're not even going to come back into human body. So, and I feel that's sooner than what people think. I feel we're going to outgrow, the conscious mind's going to outgrow that. So then what about UFOs and the scar and the sky and all the stuff in the sky?
Well, they've been around for years and we've known this, but now people are ever since AI, Atlas, people are talking about it. Now they're not sure, the general public is not sure what it's about because it's like that whole CERN thing, but they're,
Oh,
oh,
CERN. That's a big subject for me, CERN, yeah.
oh, it's huge, but they're actually accepting that we're not the only people on this earth and in this universe. Yeah, they're all around us, and a lot of them are here to help us. And they're not all monsters. There are some reptilians that are not good, but yeah, we have to accept it. And
Right.
we're on the low level of the universe. We're down here. There's a lot up here. The Pleiadians. I mean,
Right.
they're coming in to
So
help.
do you think is this the year we'll see more activity or we'll see UFOs?
It's the government. It's what the government is going to allow us to
True.
see. They're going to
Yeah.
play a little theater with that. You know how
Yeah.
that's going. They're going to
Yeah.
say, "Oh, guess
Like chemtrails.
yeah,
Can't see. Yeah.
yeah," which we've all seen for years, and they're going to. So, but I think people are getting really fed up with the news and holding back information. I talk to a lot of people, and people who have been very stagnant with their growth are starting to question things, and that's good.
That's awesome.
It
Yeah.
is.
So we have then 2026. So let's break it down. So we have like spring coming. So spring is what?
Spring is huge. Well, after the next thing, well, when I talk about January, I'll tell you about January. But the next big thing is this eclipse and the fire horse. So with this eclipse in Aquarius, depending on where Aquarius is in your chart, this is huge because Pluto is in Aquarius. So there's an eclipse conjuncting Pluto. Major change. Pluto destroys things to make them better. Well, when you put an eclipse on Pluto, whoa, God. I mean, I want to say.
As you're saying that, I'm channeling some big explosive event.
Yes. Yes. And
Like, it could be a volcano or volcanoes. It could be, yeah, I feel something explosive.
major, and it's going to change our world somehow, Vickie. Somehow it's going to majorly change. I don't want to scare people, but it's meant to be. And remember,
It's clearing it out. Yeah.
yeah, we chose to be here. So that's going to be huge. And then you have the fire horse year coming in. So that's going to be, and
I feel it's coming in like a horse. Like it's like, vroom.
well,
I'm here. Like it's like, I'm here. I'm
yeah,
clearing stuff out and making things happen.
I'm ready to gallop.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
forget it. If you can't keep up with me, forget it. I'm going. So that's my normal speed. I'm like you. It's like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And
And
I'm
I feel like maybe just be light, like no attachments. And I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of people is they're attached to their home or their person or whatever that isn't like allowing them to live the best life. And so being light and like, okay, then I'm going to go here. Like, I feel that the universe is going to come in and sweep you to where you need to be, but it might be kind of scary because it's not, like you said, stable.
No, and people are so tied into material things. It always blows me away. They won't release things that they don't use anymore. I'm like, do you realize that has energy and it's tying you down? Well,
Totally.
I use it 10 years from now. Really? Get rid of
It
it.
might not be here 10 years from now. Yeah, I know. I know. I moved 23 times. I've gotten rid of stuff over and over and over again. I have no problem with getting rid of stuff. It feels so good.
Doesn't it? It's cathartic. It's cathartic. People should be saying to you and me, how do you live? How do you guys live? And when you tell them, they think we're crazy. I said, when I moved from Florida, I just put in what I could fit in my car, and that was it.
Same as me from California to here. Yeah. And it's so liberating because like you said, things have energy imprints. So every time you pick back up that thing or you're wearing your old shoes that you went through that old horrible journey, you're putting back in those shoes that you just were in that journey, right?
Right.
That jewelry, you were sad and crying and you were not happy. You just put back on that whole energy back on you. So it's just so liberating to be like nice, fresh and clean and make space for the new. So I feel that that's what when you're telling me this, I'm like, oh, February, there's definitely. I feel also that could also be like, it's a big energy. Like I'm seeing this big wave of energy to come into actually your dreams will come true, but they might not look what you're looking, but what you've been asking for.
Well, it's for your higher good. So
exactly.
It's like abundance. When people ask for abundance, they think it's always money. They don't realize that abundance comes in many forms. I mean, it can come in love. It can come in friendship. It can come in just hearing something that you need to hear. That's a form of abundance. Mm-hmm. Everything is money, money, money,
I know. It can come as a gift. It can come in so many different ways. Yes.
Yeah, it really is. So they should just be open to it. What's the worst thing that can happen? You're in control of yourself. If you don't want to believe it, you don't have to.
Right.
So, but definitely 2026 is going to
February. February is the big month.
February and then again in July. February is with the eclipse. Then when we go to July, all those outer planets that I was talking about, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, they're all going to make shifts into other signs. That's huge because these planets are slow moving. Some of them have a 30-year transit. Some of them have 7. So this is a new era for everybody on this planet, starting in like the summer.
So so I was going to ask you, what's the theme of the summer?
Theme of the summer, well, you have Uranus switching to Gemini, you have Neptune switching to Aries, Pluto will stay in Aquarius, and then you have Jupiter, which has been in Cancer, is going to switch into Leo. More fire. Oh!
So we're gonna have fires galore this summer.
Man.
I saw that. I mean, I even see Florida having fires, so I just think they're going to be worldwide.
My daughter's in Australia, and they are having so many problems with the heat. The heat is it's so hot there, and then they're always worried about fires. So yeah, when Jupiter will go into Leo in June of 2026, and it's a 1-year transit. So think about it. So Jupiter's expansive. It brings gifts and it brings hope and luck. So if you're lucky enough to have been a Cancer this past year, good for you. It's going to go into Leo now. So wherever Leo is in your chart, or if your sun is in Leo, good for you. It's going to give you opportunities, gifts. It expands anything it touches. So it's going to trine the Aries planets. So this is going to be it's going to be a powerful year if you use it. 2 signs that are going to do really well are Aries and Leo.
Because they're fire signs.
Both fire signs, yeah.
Right.
Aries, Leo, big. Sag too. But Aries and Leo are going to hit the most. Yeah.
Okay. So with that, because 8/8 is a big time, the portal 8/8, in August. So I'm wondering too, with that being in Leo, is that like a big time?
Huge, because Jupiter will be there expanding on anything. So if you're a Leo, use this energy, or anywhere you have Leo, even if you don't have Leo planets, you go to the house where Leo is, that energy, let's say it's your fourth house. Your fourth house represents your physical home, your growing up home, your culture, how you were raised. It's going to expand it. So that would be a great year to move. That's how you read. So Jupiter being in your fourth house, luck in selling, buying, moving, physically your home. So,
Awesome.
and it's a 1 year transit. So it lasts for a while. Yeah.
So I'm going to move back to April, and the reason why I'm moving back to April, because every April around Easter, I always see inflammation worldwide with like wars, and it's just always, I mean, for 27 years now, I've always just seen April being, there's always usually global war talk and just all kinds of stuff. So I'm just wondering about this April.
Well, it's funny that you said that because Saturn is now in Pisces. It's going to switch into Aries. Now, Saturn is restriction. Aries is let me go free. And that was going to happen around April. So you're going to have a Saturn conjunct Sun. Tough time, April. You're absolutely right. Could be restriction, some sort of restriction, and revolting. Aries wants to be free, wants to be first. Don't tell me what to do.
That's my Aries friend.
Yeah. They're fun to be around because they are.
She gets what she wants. She you cannot calm her down.
You're like boof, they're a ram. Think of a ram. They're going to ram through. Well, when you have Saturn in Aries, you're going to have Saturn in Aries, Neptune is dreamy. It actually did better in Pisces. So you're going to have all of that, and then you're going to have this crazy energy, Saturn, Aries, Neptune, Aries. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really.
Well, I'm having a goddess retreat April 22nd, 27th, and on an ocean, like on an ocean house. So that's why I was like hoping, especially on the ocean here. It's here in Florida. So I was like, okay, and it's around a full moon, I think. So it felt like it was the right timing to clear out some stuff. So maybe
the sun is in Taurus, so it's better. The sun.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Don't do it in Aries. Do it in Taurus.
Yeah.
You feel better too.
Yeah. What was calling me? And it was funny because first I was going to do it more in the earlier, and then I was like, no, it's calling me in the later part. So it must be with that. So we have the April, we have that, and then we have. So what's the fall then?
Well, July is going to be a big month too with all these shifts. The fall is going to be a lot of repairing. Because once you hit fall, where you're going to go Libra, then you're going to go Scorpio. So Libra is air, so you're going to get a lot of rethinking things. The fall is a time to rethink. And then with Scorpio, it's intense. As we go end of October into November. Yeah, so you go into internal, deep, secretive. Like the end of the year, you kind of go within. Yeah, hibernate.
Yeah.
So, that's how it's going to go. But it's going to go with all the fire and air. When you light a match and it catches, that's this year.
And it sounds like that's the big February time. And what date was that did you say again? February?
Well, February 17th is the horse. We go into Chinese astrology, fire horse, the 20th.
The 20th.
Wow,
it sounds like that weekend is going to be an event.
Yeah, so try not to travel or do anything crazy, but you got to do what you got to do. So
thank you for being on. Anything else you want to share?
That's really.
We have tons of knowledge here, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this all plays out. Thank you for being on, and definitely, I know people are going to want to get a reading by you again. So I'm going to ask you one more time how to get a hold of you.
My email is clock, CLOCK 7074 at comcast.net. Just send me hey, I want a natal chart, and we'll talk.
And you can always reach out to me, and I will give you her info. And I would highly suggest a reading with her. She's helped me many years here. I mean, I think I've known you for 18, 20 years. I don't know, a long time.
You've known me for now like 25 years.
Holy moly.
Yes, because I was
so young.
We are. We're getting young.
I know. We're just keep getting younger and younger. I actually like getting older because I'm having more fun than I've ever had. Anyways, thank you so much. And we'll be doing monthly check-ins. So make sure to come back to the show for a monthly check-in. Subscribe here on Vickie Miller, and you'll be able to. We'll be doing them, every month, and we're going to be doing January. So the next show you'll see will be January.
Okay.
Have a magical day.
Bye.